What's happening here? What's occurring? What's occurring? That's not right, is it? Booby dooby doo boo 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 boo. What's occurring? I'm getting stuff all miggledy piggledy here. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. I think that's the one, isn't it? So boo 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 boo. Do I want to see it bigger or not? I might want to see it bigger. What's that up there? I'm in the wrong bit here, aren't I, really? Stay with me. Stay with me. Oh, wobble, wobble, wobble. That. Oh, that's better. Faffing around. Did it wrong place. Right. Sorry. I did it once and then I had to move it to get my leg out because I've whacked my knee. I fell downstairs the other day at the farm. I keep falling there. And I whacked my knee going out, so it sort of made it go. Well, I did swear a bit. Anyway, got some, I did some drawing. Ooh, actually they're quite nice, aren't they? I want to do something. Look at my little fella there. Look at my little fella. I did do something for... I've done like loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. But yeah, I did do some work. So I thought I wanted to do something that was very calming today. There's a couple of things I've got in mind. And I thought I'd use this one. This is me all in Create, so I've been doing some drawing in the next one as well. I just want to do something very simple. I don't want to do anything tricky. I want to do something very simple. 40 inches. Wow. Right, I'm going to say hello. Hi Michelle, hi Dawn. Hi Tracy. You proper smasher. Hi Shaz, not seen you for ages. Hi Susan. Hi Sue. Hi Thelma, hope Michael's okay. Hi Emma. Hi Dawn. Hi Pam. Hi Angela. I'm just going to go down. Hi Natalie. Hi Jane. Hi Natalie, I hope you got your your link sorted. So I don't think you really need one, but I sent it you anyway, and that's the link straight to your video. Okay, so what's all this about? I've been gardening. Who else does that? You know, you've only got an hour, so before I could put the washing out, I had to mow the lawn because it'd trample it all down, so I had to mow the lawn. I've got two little ones at the, well, two fairly, well, small to some people, so I could put the lines out, so I could do the washing. So yeah, why do you do it an hour before you go live? Goodness knows, but I do. Anyway, I saw a really nice card, and it's not a copy of the card because that wouldn't be fair, but it was the idea of what it represented, and I just loved it. And there was another one that we've done previously, but I just adored the idea of using it in a simple way. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at, say we want to create our frame. Okay, so I'm just using my fingers as a ruler. So you put your fingers to the edge, keep your pencil straight, and as long as your page is straight, you get a straight line. Okay, it's pretty easy. So look, if you see, get a fairly straight line. but it's a good boundary to have. Now, I'm not too worried that you can see all of it, because you don't really need to, because I'm going to be concentrating on areas. So if we look at that, now don't draw that in, because that's not the pattern. That's where we're going to create. Okay, so within this line there, I'm going to create that, say, so an oval, a bigger oval, an oval over them all. You fit a small one in there. Get it? It looks like a load of pebbles, doesn't it? But it will become very obvious. So do you remember years ago, years and years and years, I've got another one there, you can put them wherever you want. Years and years ago we did this. It was a very easy way of drawing flowers. Hello Pam, let me see. Hi Jenny, hi Natalie, hi Rachel. Oh goodness me, Shaz, I hope you're okay. Hi Susan, hi Caroline. I did message you one, Natalie. Hello, Caroline. Saria. Lovely to meet you. Kathleen. Oh, it's lovely to see you. So, many moons ago, I will break it down. Can't do that, can I? Many moons ago, we did a little live. If you look back in, Linda's amazing for me. She's put them all in order. If we did a circle, well, that's not circle, but that sort of shape, and you put another circle in it, right, then what you can do is you can operate the same system, 12 6 3 9, 12 6 3 9, and just do that. Okay, so if I did that and did that, you'd think, what? Operate the same way, 12 3 6 9, but it gives the impression of perspective, especially if you allow the shape to go there, whereas here it's fairly facing forward, to the side, get me, and there it's to one side. So if I was to do one like this and then do one there, 12 6 3 9, and then divide again, can you see? That's just a really simple way I used to do it. So when you put your petals in, you can't help but create like perspective. So it's a really easy way of doing it. So we've got our, this is going to be a bit harder because I haven't got a line to go to, but what I might do is do it this way. That's it. Keep my fingers on that. This is harder because I've not got anything firm to put my fingers on, but I could just go there we go. So as you can see, I've got this. It won't, that line won't stay. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my inner circles. Okay. Now these don't have to stay there. Look like donuts, don't they? So what I've got is different facing flowers, and we're going to add to these on Friday when we Sunday when we do the colour with them. So are we going that far? You'll enjoy, a lot of people will enjoy this because it's got lots and lots of simple things to use. Sarah, it was you. Had a great day. Great day. Natalie, don't worry, we can perhaps sort it for you, don't worry. So here I'm going to go 12, 6, 3, 9 and in between. Okay, 12, 6, 3, 9. So don't forget the size, don't worry about the size of the petals. You're going through more or less through the centre of that circle. I hope that makes sense, because you're not worrying about the outside shape per se. You're looking at this. So you're going to go 12, 6, 3, 9 from the centre of, because that's your flower. The rest of them are going to be your petals. Okay, so you can do this anyway. Now, if you've got like asters, things like that, you might want more. So this one's going to look really interesting. So if you've got asters or something like that, I'll draw one here for you. We're going to draw a big, so it's got more showing at the front. So we do our 3, 6, 9, 12 in between, and then in between that we've got lots, so our petals will be a lot thinner. I can't tell you how easy, and well, it is a simple flower, but I'm not saying you're going to draw a realistic flower. It's not about that. It's about getting the feel it's a flower shape. So here, now we've got lots of choices with this, so I'm just going to get into the zone with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just, if I want that rounded up, if I want a round link round it, if I want another link round it, that's cool. I was thinking about starting some digi-stamps. Don't know if anybody would be interested, but when I start on my website now, you know, you'll be seeing there's lots of things. Now here what we could do is superimpose something here, but we could do that on Sunday. So the next thing is, what do we do? I mean, I'm a bit skew with here, but don't worry. Now when you're looking at petals, there's the option of shapes. So if I do it here, I'll show you. So we've got the all the way up to the top. I just take the edges off petal, so it's like a Dairy Lee, get me? Then it's the up to there, to the middle, back to there, that shape. Then it's the up to the top, wiggle, 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 down. Yeah, and then it's the gap on both sides and down. And then when you come to the front, I would keep to the sides. I quite like it like that, so it's quite, you know, it's quite sort of, what's the word, modern. You've also got, I've just realised you've got another one where it goes like that, or I'll do this one when it goes like a love heart. So you've got lots of options. I'll go over them so you can see. And each flower will be sort of recognised by its shape. So I've done quite a few shapes there. We've got the heart shape, which is like a Tudor rose. We could have the where it sort of goes really, so you've got that shape, and let me try another one. So instead of going that way, it goes that way. So loads of different ones. These are very up and down. What's up with a pencil? Come on, pencil. There we go. So can you see we've got lots? I'm just going to check. I'm just going to take the screen down a bit because I can't see any questions. Hi Kathleen. Hi Linda. Hi Emma. Oh, do you, Angela? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I do. I love practical stamps as well. It's just ideas. It's just, you know, I'm not going to go mad. I'm still going to have my stamps and stuff. But I like to sort of, it's like downloadable papers and stuff. So, right, now, what I'm going to do is put some shapes into these, okay? Really simple. So this one, I like the shape of like a wafty one. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to go like that. So I'll go up and down. So I don't go all the way around, but you can do if you want. I personally don't. And I treat each petal by doing I go from the middle and up, leaving that gap. And it doesn't matter if some are smaller, it really doesn't matter, because you'll find that petals overlap. So this is quite wafty. And there's nothing to stop you now putting another layer inside. So if I wanted to, I could have it like that and have a layer inside, but I'll do that another day. So here we're just going to do a round shape, straight again. I don't go just on the tops. I treat each petal as individual. So that's sort of at the front and hiding towards you, and the others are at the back. Here I'm just going to go. The idea with this one, which is quite helpful, is in the middle of each section you sort of and then you get more of a passion flower sort of thing. So here, let's see what I haven't done. Oh, done a round one. Oh, I know. So up like a love heart. Draw each one in, regardless of whether it's going under or over. Right. So let's have a little look at what else I drew. Oh, this one. This one I might do. Let's see. I might do another one like that because I quite like them. So just the edges. Now you can't see it because it's there. So all I'm doing is just see how it's a bit squarer there. So we'll go up and round. Okay, so let's have a quick look. No, Carol, all you need to do is on the live go back a couple of seconds and then it'll do it live. You'll just be a couple of seconds behind. Hi Maureen. Right, here I'm going to do extra ones with the spikies. So I'm just going to put one in between like that, and I'm just going to go all the way to the top with this. It was so nice to be able, you know, people who said, oh, they had difficulty doing something. So on Sandown, you know, people were shading with me, people were drawing with me. Yeah, it was brilliant, brilliant. So there we've got like a more thingy one, you know, fuller. And in here we're just going to do a wibbly wobbly one. It's going to be really soft. So there we've got great. Yeah, I totally get that. I totally get it, and I do appreciate that, and I'm not going to stop doing that. But I'm just thinking, how would it be for people? Would they like, you know, to try, or maybe not? But it's the option. Right, we're going to do a couple of strands, right? Now strands, what are they? Ferns. So if I draw one like that, and then draw another one near it, over it. Okay, so let me get rid of that one and draw it on here. So simple, but you have to watch. Are you ready? Have I got a darker pencil? I don't think that's darker, is it? Oh, try it, yeah. Right, so I do a line, and then I do the same line near it. And there's a leaf. Hee-hee. There's another way of doing it. Cheats way. There's no such thing as a cheats way. I kept getting annoyed with people saying that to me. It's not a cheats way. You're drawing it. If someone else was drawing it for you, then it'd be a cheat, but you're not. So let me. That's better, right? So if I was to do it with two pencils. Oops. Can't show you that either. Can't show you that. If I was to draw it with two pencils, here's the easy way of doing it. Is you go. Get me? So now you join that one, the top edge, top edge, top edge, top edge. You've got a ribbon, especially if you get rid of the lines that correspond with it there. We have now got a ribbon, because it's what we call it's a return. It returns back on itself there. It returns back. So get there. It's really easy to do, but it's so simple to do on here. So what we're going to do is go back to it. So let's go back. So I'm just going to do a simple one here. I might do one like that, and then one over it. See what I mean? You can add them there if you want, or you don't have to. I mean, I might change that in a minute. So now let's go in with that pen. Oh, it's not clever, honestly. It's just how I used to teach the kids. There's another way. It's don't get me started. You know what bloody happens? Oh, sorry, swore then. You know what happens? I start showing you all of it. Right. Well, hopefully some of you might be joining me on my Patreon, where you'll get proper lessons. So when we do this, an S, all right, put a line there, and a line there, a line there, and a line there. Now I want to keep that the same width, so go like that, and then this follows that line. That's parallel to that. That's parallel to that. So any line there to get the circle, because when I see people drawing the cans or anything like that, I get this. Well, it's not, is it? If you follow that line there, it now looks like a can. Get me? Oh, two pencils is great. Two pencils is brilliant. Shall I show you that again? Because I think you'll get the drift. So circle at the top, don't matter, this is not an ellipse, it's really out of sync, but never mind. And that's it with the flat bottom. Get it? Now if I draw the same one, the same lines there, but instead of flat, I use that shape. So I go over it with my pencil several times, and then put it on there. Can you see how different it looks? Oh, I know they don't share. I know they don't share. Yeah, it annoys me, but never mind. They make out it's their own, but it's not. There's nothing new about what we do. We just change it to suit us. So the first thing I'm going to go in with a small pencil. Right? So the first thing I'm going to do is draw the middle for diddle. Don't have to be perfect. You're just centering your flowers. And you're going to ignore what you've got around them. You don't need all the pencil lines on. You're just going to go with the pencil line that you like best. Get rid of everything else, okay? Get rid of everything else. You don't have to have it in. So the first thing we're going to do is keep our eye on the centre, and we're going to use, now my hand's in a bit in the way, so I'm going to go down and leave it not quite. Now, I might not like the first ones I did, so this is a perfect chance for you to change it. So when I go down to the middle, I'm not taking my pen off. I'm doing a return. I'm doing like a U. Can you see? I'm not taking my pen off. It's going back. So carry on. Now, the reason I've done this one, I'm sure you'll all know why, is because anything else will now fit under it. This is the one that sets the rest. Okay? I just like the idea of having a little centerpiece in the flowers, so I'm just going to add a center circle, and all I've done is I've not gone over all the lines, I've just drawn it onto this. Hey, with your knobs on. Right, so now I'm going to make these flatter and fatter. So this time I'm treating each petal separately. I'm not overlapping. If it goes underneath, it goes underneath. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm just going to put it in like that. So we've got more of an aster feel. Not an aster, like a daisy, I suppose. Here's the love heart one. I don't tend to take my pen off because I think you get a lot more fluidity with it, but I'm not expecting you to do that either. You know, I'm not expecting you to just do whatever's comfy. So here we're going to go all the way around. And I could just see a little bit in there, so just there and there. Don't invent it. If you can't see it, don't put it in. Okay? And I'll put a jaggedy line on this one. Like that. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep as best I can. Don't judder your pen. When you're drawing, I see a lot of people take the pen off. Don't take your pen off. You don't need to. Keep your pen on. And even if you have a gap, it will look right once you start to put colour on. So, got that there. I might put a second one on that, I don't know. And when you get to the little ones, you can just add whatever you blooming want on there. Okay. Hey, we've got my wing on. My wing's here. Rachel, my wingman. Right, here I'm going to go round. And this is where I'm really filling the shape. I know people say, oh, they don't look real. I don't want them to look real. If I wanted them to look real, I'd get a photograph. So that's what I think anyway. Don't matter to me. So here we've got this one, and I don't really like this one. I think it looks a bit daft, so I'm just going to put an extra leaf behind or to the middle of each one, so it looks more like a dahlia. There we go, that's better. So it fills it. I don't need anything here. Okay, I might put the odd leaf in, fern leaf. Like that, just to there we go, and just a little one here. There. So you don't have to do it if you don't want. So what I'm going to do is rub out all the rubbishy lines now, so we get an idea of what we've actually got. I love this. Those of you that don't really know me that well won't know, but this is my favourite part. This is where you rub all lines out and you get the simple line drawing underneath, and it's like, ta-da! Sad, but true. So, how cool. Now, if you want to keep your guidelines on for you, not a daft question, you go to louwithers.com and you go to Mindful Moodles. Thank you, Rachel. There you go. That's my website, and you can find everything there. So I'm just going to go back to drawing a line, but I'm making it a bit bigger this time. So keep your pen like that. Pencil like that. Might make it a bit bigger here. There we go. So you can see I've put it back in, so it's all over. Okay, so quite happy with that. I'm not putting the top one in yet. So now what I'm going to do is, this is important, I'm going to make the lines join properly, because if I don't, it's disjointed. So also I'm going to put in some stems, so some you might not see, some you will see. So like that. Like that. Just simple lines, and I've just gone from the middle round like that, and then just put them where I need them. Patreon is where you where you follow these lines, but if you subscribe to it, it could be as little as £4 a month, and you get, you know, mentioned every time you get, and as the tiers go up, you get up to the top tier where you do one-to-ones with me. So there's a range of prices, and it's monthly, and it's so I can carry on with this, because the work on TV, as you can tell, is very difficult at the moment, because the big brands are in, so us little brands aren't getting out, and the people who've already work with the big brands, it's only fair that they do the work. So yeah, I'm trying to keep going, giving free stuff, but I'm gonna have to get a job, basically. I'd love to carry on doing this, but if I have to get a job, I won't be able to. So I'm going to carry on doing all my little lines now, just to see. I'm just going to do some wibbly lines on this one, because I've created some, like, I'll show you what I mean. Now, wibbly lines are where you've done duff lines. Oh. Oh, well, have a go with this, Angela. And wiggly lines are brilliant because they allow you to really mess up. Well, no, but any wiggly line, like here, there's a line that goes over. I'm just going to make it into something so that if it looks dodgy, yeah, it's not up and running yet, but we're looking at something like £4 a month, or £1 a week, or £2 a week, all the way up to a lot more. But yeah, and it's every month you get, you know, new stuff. You get background papers, you get videos, you get likes, exclusive lives, but then you get a chance to win a one-to-one, and it all depends on how much you can subscribe to. I'm not just doing it for the money, I'm doing it so that I can pay my bills, actually. So I don't want people to think, oh, she's just it's very difficult at the moment in the industry, and we're having to sort of, you know, buckle our braces, or whatever it is, pull up our braces. On this one here, I'm just going to wiggle a line there, because on what are they called? Passion flower, is it? Is it passion flower? I think it is. They have like a double line, and I think, yes, they do, Sylvia. Curled over. There we go. So I've given it a, thank you, Rachel. You say it much better. I'm putting double lines in there, really wiggly ones. Here, I'm going to put another line, like a frilly line on that. So I'm sort of making some of these up, but I do like the idea. And then here I'm just going to put simple lines like that. This one I'm going to leave with colour. This one I'm just going to put in 3 doodles. So if you look, 3 lines with a ball on. And the shape, the size of them corresponds to the size of the petal. But this is so rewarding, so rewarding, and it's so brilliant to see people selling the work that they've done, and they've been doing the doodles. Yes, and you know, I don't want to give up my job because I adore teaching, but we've got to be realistic, haven't we? So this line here, I think we could do with it a line coming down here just to see, like a stem. Maybe not, maybe. So here, this one, I like it, but I think it needs a bit. So I'm just going to do a line from the tip down. That's better. That's more like a dahlia, whatever you want to call it. And then this one doesn't need anything. But what you could do, which will make it very different, is put one in between that really fills it up. See? That's cool now, doesn't it? Yeah, Patreon means I'll be able to focus more on teaching and creating. I think it's an easier way of doing it than the donations, because I feel people were offended by that, as you well know. Some people were, some people weren't, but I think this is a fairer way. So I really like this now. What I'm going to do is some form of pattern around the edge, because I think it needs it, but not too much. I don't want too much, but it will be ready for colouring. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a straightish line. Okay, that's not straight by any means. And then, oops, didn't even work that one. That's not bad. I can sort of draw straight lines. Well, I can and I can't. I can and I can. If I've got an edge to go to, I can. So can everybody. So I quite like that. I think it's quite versatile. It's quite overpowering. You could cut that right down. Oh, that's good. That's good, Arlene. Really glad to hear that you're back. Glenys! How you doing? Oh, sounded like Noel Gallagher, didn't I? No, Liam Gallagher. I quite like the idea of a simple line. So I am just going to go, the other one, I'm using a 0.5, so I'm using now a 5 on a 1. So I'm just going to go either side, like that. Now, one of the nice things you can do is you can add more wobbles if you want. So if I wanted to add a few more wobbles, I can. It's up to you. If you want less wobble, excuse me, bit of a bit. If you want less wobbles, don't do as many. There we go. Right, I'm going to go into my favourite bit down here. Just around the circle. Very therapeutic. You don't have to do this, but you see it gives it lots of depth. Take your time doing this, it's very therapeutic. So the nearer the dots, the darker it is. The lighter and fewer, the lighter it is. See? So, darker. This gives depth without shading. So if you're, well, it's shading with dots, but if you're really worried about shading, this is a really good way of doing it. Oh, Emma, you're not well, darling. Oh, take a break, my love. Take a break. Here, what I'm going to do is do it at the edge. So I'm just going to do the line and then just like that. You see? So like that. So I'm using the line that I did as the centre point and then just allowing it to come down like that. You get a really nice shading on it. Thank you. Yes, I am trying my best. I'd love to be able to go back and do, although I touched on therapy, art therapy, CBT and everything, you need to be registered, and for that I'd have to go back and study. I'd love to, but I can't afford to do it. Otherwise I would gladly do it and you know, and be an art therapist. But yeah, I've done lots of art therapy with registered art therapists, but yeah, to say you're a therapist is a very different thing. I get lots of people who say, oh, I do art therapy, but you have to be very careful because that is a skill. You've got to be registered, and to be able to say it, you've got to have the qualifications. It's different giving like a therapeutic way. Oh, nice to see you, Doreen. So here we've got the colour at the edge. Now this will be the dots at the edge, but what will happen is when you put colour on, these will still stay there if you put a light translucent colour. So here what I'm going to do is in this line, I'm going to fill this with dots. So all we've done really is we've used circles and lines, and then if you can hear a noise and a ticking, that's not the pen, it's my washer. I've got my wash on. So there we go. So can you see in between? So you don't have to do everyone with dots, it just gives it some sort of commonality. So here again, I'm just going to put a few dots in here because the lines were a bit dodgy there. It just gives it a little bit of a definition. So here I'm going to give it more definition with lines coming like that to that second one. Alright, look, it looks lovely this now. Then what I'm going to do here is just the leaves that are behind, the petals, sorry, that are behind these. Just going to put a few dots on these. And what happens is it gives it more depth then. Can you see? You're getting alt tips today. So like that. And if you've got any dodgy lines, it doesn't show as much. So I'm going to bring in this here and just put because I'm bringing that into that. So the one we did down here, I'm bringing it into here. There we go, really happy with that. Got dots, so what I'll do is I'll just put some dots in these middle ones. Really happy with that. So just to bring it together, I'm going to sit now in my happy place like you, Dawn. And I'm just doing dots in some of them. Now the reason I'm just doing it in some of them is I don't want it to overtake. So it's bringing in this but not going overboard. It's bringing in the marks I've got on here, like I'll show you in a minute when I do some lines on it. So just to show you now, it's got little elements of the dots, but they're only going to the middle line, they're not going all the way down, and I'm not choosing all of them, just maybe the other one or the other odd one, just doing that. I think that's a bit clearer for you. No, I never have. I've never claimed to be an art therapist. I could never do that. Although I can do art therapy, I'm not a registered art therapist. So I never claimed to be one, ever. So it's funny, isn't it, Carol? But yeah, I am one at art, but I just need the qualification, which would be really good. It's a bit like people say they're teachers. Well, they're not, are they really, unless they're qualified teachers, but they tutor, and that's different. So yeah, although it doesn't really matter about the labels, the qualifications really do matter. Right, So I am over the moon with that. I really like it. It's something that I didn't even know I was going to do today. I didn't have any idea what I was doing. I just knew I wanted to do some laid back flowers. Because I needed some time, and I've done some little lines intermittent. So the reason I've done these is because some of the lines are in the flowers. Okay, and then I've done dots, so I might do circles, and then you make your mind up whether you want circles or not in it. Okay. Have you enjoyed it, Maureen? That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Oh, read you well. You should. Yeah, I'm going to be doing 2 a week that are free, and the rest, the free ones, will be on Patreon. So I'm not going to stop doing free ones ever, but I'm going to keep realistic and realise that, you know, the Patreon site will help me a lot. So I'm just going to go back in with a thicker pen on some of these, because I think they just need it. Now this is a drawing pen, but it's got a 0.8 nib, I think. So yeah, it's a broad. So I'm just going to do the little edge there, and you wouldn't believe how different it looks just using denser dots. Oh, that's it. You start to see it, can't you? Even though you're quite a way away, you start to see where it's darkened the dots up. You love this one. Oh, that sounds absolutely brilliant, Karen. It's a good way to be, isn't it? Good, Kate. Very good. I'm glad. Now, I am really aware that I normally go over an hour, but I think we've done quite a lot, haven't we? You know what I mean? We've got a lot done. So what I'm going to do, just to finish it, I think I need some lines. Now when you're doing anything like this, just draw a line through the middle. Now it doesn't have to be in the middle, it can be to one side and down, but it's easier to do. I'll show you a bit closer up. Okay, now I'll show you on here. So if you're doing a leaf and it goes, say it goes like that, yeah, like that, you can draw the vein over there, the vein in the middle. It doesn't matter where, honestly, because I'll show you just a round leaf there, right? There we go, like a teardrop. I can put the vein there, I can put the vein there, or I can put the vein in the middle. Doesn't really matter, it gives it a different look. So if I was to put the vein there, it looks like it's to one side. If I put the vein in the middle, you get in the whole sort of central face on. If I do it that way, you're seeing it the other way. You see? So that looks like it's downwards. So you've got lots of different ways. And with the leaves, all I'm going to do is just dot around the centre vein. Not a lot. I'm using a quite small pen actually. You won't be able to see it. It's a 0.3. Now, oh, do you know what? I can't thank you enough for all that wonderful praise. I'm glad you're liking it. There's another one I've got as a stamp. I've drawn as a stamp that, do you want to see? You shouldn't see it really. I'll get into trouble, but I really like it. See it? Da, da, da. I'm not showing it. And some of these, I think this needs more lines because it looks really dodgy. That's better. That's better. Looks so different now, whereas before it looked really dodgy. And a few lines here. I'm going to go with the other pen actually. That's why it's so important to have different pens, because they create depth in different ways. So here's a little trick. You go down the centre dotted, right? So that gives the illusion, you can't really see it, that it's not a line. It's dots. But then each time you go over each side, and then so you go like this. You go, here's a leaf, so you start off in the middle like that, and then you go, and then you go, so you're actually putting loads on, but each time you go down you're separating it and making it wider. So I've got that one, got that one. I'll just do a few here. So another little trick. Okay, so I'm going to get my mid one. Now we're looking for stuff that's underneath stuff. You like the composition. Should have seen when you go back, if you go back to the beginning, Glenys, you'll see it's just like a line in the middle. I was shown to do it, and a load of circles. It's really easy. So now we're looking at anything that's underneath anything. So here I'm going to dot along the line, and then bring it out. Right, now can you see it's creating a shadow? So we'll do the same just there, but make sure you don't go too mad. I tend to go mad. And then down here, this is that fern. Right, can you see now it's got a bit of shading on it? So we look at this here, there'll be a little bit here where this leaf is. I hope you, let me see, got it better. I think you're going to be out of focus now because I've focused it on all the way up there, so it may be out of focus. Is it? Yeah, it's a bit. So just showing you there, and this bit. Like that. Look for others that are underneath. There. Now you could do it here, but just be careful that you don't do too much, because I get dotted carried away, dotted. You don't render it too far. So let's have another look. This here, see, it's just underneath. So that's on top, so it creates shadow underneath, and that's on top of that. So we've got a shadow on both, and here. You just see that little bit of shading created so much interest. And again here, and concentrate. I realise that the camera's there, you won't be able to see it much, and I'll do one there. The more dark, the darker it is, the more, or the more dots, sorry, the denser the dots, the more it creates more depth. So here, if you just do one side, then what you get is a shaded area, which looks pretty good. So that would be there as well. There we go. You see how that's created a line now. So it's sort of gone like that. Just going to put some dots into the background, not a lot, because I want it to be different to this. So now hopefully on Sunday you can join me and I'll do some colouring. You can even do a little bit here. Like that. And it... Oh, is it? Oh, sorry, Jane. Brilliant. You know what, Kathleen, Karen and Emma, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And hopefully you get, I'll take a picture of it, right, and hopefully you'll get as much out of it as me. And all those, you know, all those myths about not being able to draw, everybody can draw. You just need someone to show you, one, how to hold a pencil, and then two, how to draw a line and a circle and then join them all together. So I'll show it you that way. Actually, looks quite nice that way, doesn't it? But it's great little composition. Pam, I don't want it to look like mine. I want it to look similar, if you want it to look similar, but I want you to go away and create your own. All I've done is shown you how to draw these flowers and the hybrids. Really simple drawing. You go away and draw your own. But when we add colour to this, it'd be beautiful. Then you could scan it in, you know. Oh, well, it's on catch-up, Angela. So when you do it in colour, what you could do is, when you do your own, scan it, and then do it on scan it on watercolour, print it on watercolour, and you could do different colours. But you are more than welcome. It's my pleasure to do this. Thank you to everybody. I'm not too sure yet. It could be. Not too sure. I'm just asking about interested digistamps. Because I've not done them. But I am going to be doing downloadable papers and drawings. But yeah. I've never bought digistamps, and I don't think I have done anyway. So I just wanted to know how the land lies. But I hope you can join me to colour it on Sunday, because colouring is another part of my passion. But in the meantime, don't forget, have a little go at all the different shapes of petals and where you put your circle. Don't forget, we said at the beginning, you've got a circle. You can have your middle bit in the middle for diddle. You can have it over here, over there, over anywhere you want. But just remember, the clock goes over the circle. So, wherever it is, that's your clock. So if it's there, it's there. You just forget the outside circle, you go through the middle. So it's that one. If there was a circle there, it'd be through there, through there. So just to show you. Okay? Yes, I have, yeah. Absolutely. Oh, you're more than welcome. I really loved it, as always. I'm going to get into it, back into it, every 2 days, twice a week, free one, where we can use all, learn different things. You're more than welcome. And if you do get a bit down and you want to just take yourself out for a minute, use it as your own sort of therapy. Not mine, because I'm not a therapist, but this hour out really helps me to go and do my washing and finish off cutting my lawn. I don't want to do it, but I feel more empowered to do it, because I've had a bit of a chill. You know what I mean? So, thank you very much. Thank you, and I will see you on Sunday. This will be on my YouTube by the end of today, if people want to see it there as well. And every moodling will have a link on my website, but I've got to figure out how to do that properly. So any questions, let me know, and if not, I will see you Sunday. Bye.